Hello, my name's Amanda. I'm the Poetry Priestess, and this is your 2025 year in review reading. So I did post two of these to my YouTube channel, so if this one found you first, this one is for you. So please keep in mind as we kind of explore the energies and the cards and maybe some energy healing that comes up in this, really ask yourself in your own intuition if it feels right, because ultimately you know if something fits or if something doesn't. And keep in mind, it's a collective, so we're all here experiencing this energy together. So I have my Magical Spirit Oracle deck that I'm going to be using for you today as Oracle. We'll pull that first, and then I'm going to be using my Modern Witch Tarot deck as well for your 2025 year ahead. So I'm just going to tap in really quickly for you. So I'm getting the image of a bunny rabbit, but I'm getting the image of also like you're in a forest and there's creatures watching you and there's like predators watching you, but you're sort of unaware of this. And this isn't a bad thing. This is actually the energy you should be embodying in this year, is just keep hopping, just keep going on and keep moving, keep the momentum going, because if you stop too long, the predators will see an opportunity to pounce. So this isn't to instill fear. It's more a metaphor to keep, I don't know why, but like doling out the cuteness keeps coming through. So maybe there's something like really like cute about your energy that you're bringing forward into who you are and to who you've always been. But I feel like you're getting really like soft and you're engaging in behaviors that are like, it's cutie behavior. It's that behavior like when you see someone and you're like, wow, that person is such like a soft person and they're so in touch with like what makes them giggle and feel light. And I feel like that is the path that you're on for this year. So let's get some oracle. So I'm just gonna call in spirit guides, your higher self, my higher self for this reading. All right, let's see what energies are present for you in 2025. Yeah, this feels right. You're having such a Libra year. Oh my God, I don't know if you have Libra placements, but this just feels so soft and feminine. And so let's see what we got here. So we got grow together, find those who inspire you to bloom, community, connection, and reciprocation. So don't mind the noise, that's just a blender going off, but maybe there's something to do with that. Maybe you're mixing together ingredients that would maybe like go together on their own in a way that like is unlikely, or you're like, oh, I really never would have thought of like putting that into my smoothie. And maybe that's what you need to do with your community. Oh, I've never really thought about hanging out with someone like that, or I've never thought about going to a group class like that. You're sort of expanding who you get along with, and you're realizing that I feel like this year you found out a lot about yourself and that you're very multifaceted, and then you're sort of now applying that to your communities. You're like, oh, I found that I really enjoy I don't know, like rock hunting, for example, and now I want to go and actually see if there's people out there that have the same passion as me, and I've never met these kind of people. I don't know what this kind of people are like, but let's try it. So there's definitely new friendships coming your way. I'm seeing this as a really community heavy year. And then we have two other ones that came out. Okay, so Goddess of the Sea, it's time to come home, abundance, purification, and ego. So this is just a very like watery, emotional year for you. You're gonna be moons, like the moon cycles is really important for you to get in tune with, and to also use water as a cleansing for every aspect of your life. So I'm getting use water intentionally, more intentionally than you ever have. That's your element this year. And I'm just getting like mermaid energy for you, to be honest. You might even want to go travel somewhere where there's water and really experience like a cleansing. I'm just getting like waterfalls and lakes and like like go chase waterfalls. Like these are the kind of waterfalls you want to chase. So yeah, this just feels like it's your time to feel sensation. It's your time to understand finally what it feels like to be alive. Yeah, yeah. And with that, you know, as we're coming into our sense of awakening, and not in the sense of a spiritual awakening, just awakening to life, you do have growing pains, right? And that's what came out here: healing, patience, unconscious. So in order to find your way to these soft parts, you're gonna have to kind of get used to feeling softer. I think this is something that you've sort of hid for a really long time. And so you might feel a little exposed, you might feel a little naked, and that's a good thing. And but this year I feel like it's a 9 year, so you're sort of like integrating the lessons from the last few years and you're starting to apply them. And it's not going to feel easy because you're still sort of wrapping up that hardened time in your life. So there's going to be little remnants that kind of come back, but I really see you just expanding into your feminine, which is really nice. And it just feels like there's a lot of like play here for you this year. So I would say play is a really good thing for you to be aware of. Okay, let's get into tarot and see what comes out. So we have, the first one is going to be what's departing in 2024. Okay. What's the lesson of 2024? Okay. And let's get a main theme of 2025 and we'll start with this. Okay, nice. Love it. So we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse for the departing energies of 2024. And the lesson is the Magician in reverse. So Seven of Pentacles in reverse is all about taking almost too long to pause and think about what we want, because sevens are all about a moment to think about the options, think about the roads ahead of us, and really decide what we want to pursue. And with the Pentacles, this is all about the different pursuits that we have in our career, finances, family. And so you really took like a big zoom out of your life this last year and determined what you wanted to stay and what you didn't want to stay. But I have a feeling that with it being in reverse, this wasn't exactly something that you like intentionally did. It was sort of like a forced halt. Like there was something in your life, maybe it was health-wise or financial, where you had to pivot. So it wasn't an easy year financially for you. But with the Magician, your lesson was how to take something from nothing. How can you use what's inside of you and create something, right? The Magician is all about creating something from what appears to be nothing. Being the alchemist, being the generator of your whole entire life, all aspects. So I feel like you really had to dig deep this last year to figure out how to create a new life. This really feels like, you know, the Magician is the first card in the Major Arcana. So for you, magic and energy was really, really important for you, really exploring how that works in your life, how you can use energy, manifestation, all of those certain aspects. But now the main theme of 2025 is the High Priestess, which fits so beautifully in with the oracle cards that came out, right? She's the intuitive seat that we come back into when we need direction, when we need that higher guidance. It's very much the higher self card. And so I really feel like the main theme of this year is going to be tapping into your intuition, right? We have the Goddess of the Sea that came out. This is going to be a very watery time for you. And it's going to be a time where every decision that you're making from here on out about what you want to create in your life should be based from your intuitive gut feelings. This isn't a super intellect, so far we're gonna still pull a few more cards, but this isn't a super like intellectual like year for you. You're really learning how to respect your emotions and what they're telling you, but the challenge is going to be not swinging from one the pendulum swinging from one aspect to another. It's like you were so in your logic mind, and then I feel like this year is gonna be you swinging really into your emotional knowings. And I have a feeling in 2026 you're kind of gonna find the middle between that, but embrace the sort of emotional extremes of this year, because that's okay. You almost need to go into those to remember what it feels like to feel that deeply. Okay, let's see. Let's get one more, like what to expect in 2025. Okay, 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So you're not going to be working as hard as you were this last year. It's definitely a break. It's interesting because we have the 7 of Pentacles and we have the 8 of Pentacles coming up here. So, and it's in reverse again. So I feel like there's actually a lot of rest this year. This isn't necessarily a year to get up and go and, you know, nose to the grindstone. I'm going to do this, this, and this. This is really at taking things slow year. It's about connections. It's not necessarily about to-do lists. It's very intuitive. It's very led moment by moment. You're sort of being asked to give up the plan. Give up the plans, the blueprints that you've created, and surrender to the connections and the beauty and the love that's around you. It's a very like Venusian year for you. And maybe look at your Venus sign too and play to that and what Venus is doing this year. I'd really highly suggest that for you, because it's just, I don't know, I'm just getting like beauty too. Like there's something about beauty and how you present yourself as well that's coming through really strongly. Let's look at some challenges that are going to come in 2025. Okay, interesting. The Sun and the Devil. Ooh, okay. Fascinating. This is polarity, and you know what? That's exactly what I was talking about, of the pendulum swinging between the emotions and the sort of overthinking. Of you're gonna have your old habits that you're gonna go back to, and that's okay. But you're also the Sun, which is the new life you're creating. It's the more life-sustaining, life-giving, spiritual aspects of who you're becoming. And allow yourself to sort of ride the waves in between the two, because you'll eventually kind of come to the middle. And don't resist the just the movement. I feel like you're gonna almost feel like you're in the ocean and you're just sort of being tossed back and forth between these two. But let that happen, because you need to experience both. And this is a rebalancing year for you. So the challenge is gonna be to find comfort in both when you are feeling like you're in the dark and you're reverting, and also when you're making huge strides and feeling the most fulfilled you've ever felt, because you're gonna feel both in this year. Let's see, what do you need to focus on in 2025? Okay, and then I'm gonna get one more card for that to clarify. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Balance, right? Balance is coming through so strongly here. We have the 4 of Pentacles and Temperance. So really, your focus is about creating balance between all of the sides of you, because I feel like you unlocked all sides of yourself this last year, and now you're like, what do I do with them? How do I make them play nice? How do I also have all these sides of myself represented in my friend group and my family. And what does that look like? How do I now come to the table as this person that is new to me, or I'm remembering who this person is? So you're definitely keeping, you're like learning how to build a foundation for yourself, because the Four of Pentacles, fours are all about stability. And I always just think foundation, right? What are you building for yourself? A lot of Pentacle energy is coming up for your reading. So I will say that your career and your finances is going to be a huge theme for you this year. Don't expect any real dramatic shifts in finances this year. It's truly going to be a year where you're learning to live with what you've been given and the abundance, and how it's sort of like you reap what you sow sort of energy. Like what you sowed in 2024, you're now reaping that. And what are you going to do with that, right? Coming back to the Magician card that you got. Okay, we have these raw materials. Now, what are you going to make from that? So I always think with the Four of Pentacles, it's sort of the investment card of what are you investing in? What are you investing to give yourself stability? So I definitely see you, yeah, like, and I feel like with your career as well, there's a lot of community and new experiences and maybe new coworkers or new partnerships that are going to come up that are really unexpected. So, and you're not really going to have to like work super hard for these. Like it's just sort of going to come. But remember to stay balanced in any financial decision you make with the Temperance, and not being so in the mind, especially in the career. I feel like this is a huge overhaul in your career, and I think you definitely used to like overwork, and like you were sort of in a stage of burnout, and you are coming out of it. And so remembering to integrate the lessons you learned when you were recovering from burnout. Oh, and then the Ten of Pentacles is on the bottom, which, hey, I love that. So you're just so focused on your physical reality right now, and family and friends, and I really get the sense that you're gonna feel supported, and like kind of where you're going. You have a direction after yesterday. Hey, maybe yesterday you were feeling a little directionless, but you're moving forward, right? Okay. I'm gonna get one more card to wrap it up, and then this will be your reading. Okay, any final thoughts for my lovely person behind the camera? Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay, so you definitely are gonna have a bit of a hard time sometimes remembering that your happiness comes first, and in the midst of all of this work and all of this career like momentum and growth. So really remember to like fill your own cup first, because with the Nine of Cups, that's about personal fulfillment. It's that satisfaction of when you're alone and quiet, can you feel at peace and calm? So that's gonna really come back again to the Goddess of the Sea card of what are you doing to fill your cup? What are you doing to purify yourself as you are really coming into a balance act when it comes to your career and your life? So work-life balance is going to be super important for you here. All right. I hope that resonated and that you were able to take something from that. And I hope you have a most present, beautifully connected 2025. I love this energy for you. Open your heart to people. That's a huge thing coming through. And remember, it's okay to kind of experience extremes to get to the balance. Okay,